folks, it's no mystery as to why I'm wearing this hat, because I didn't know that this was a Hank song. I had no idea. And maybe it's not even his. I don't do research, but I'd always associated this song with The Clash. And I loved this song. It was high energy. My buddies and I, when it would come on out of the clubs and bars and stuff, we would just go off dancing to this thing. High energy, whole thing. But I'm in my car the other day, and on my thumb drive, where I've got like almost all of my music, I never listened to Hank do this song, I Fought the Law. So I listened to some of it, and I'm like, oh, I've got to do this for the channel. So nobody requested this one. I just had to do it. I don't know what he's gotten. So it's Hank Jr. You saw the title, right? But Hank Williams Jr. for those who are new to country. But everybody's heard Hank Jr.'s name. But I Fought the Law. And I'm thinking this probably isn't, something tells me this isn't even Hank's original song, that this thing predated him and this is just his rendition of it. But I'm sure you guys will leave the comments. Here we go. God brings back memories.
Breaking these rocks in the hot sun. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. I wanted money cause I had none. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won.
They do. You know who I would have expected to have done this, and maybe he did, was Merle. That's Merle's story right there.
Holding up people with a 6-gun. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won.
Nice.
I left my little baby in good fun. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. Yes, I
love the piano.
And I feel so bad. I guess my race is run.
It
She
is.
was the best thing I ever had. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. I left my baby and I feel so bad, and I guess my race is run. She was the best thing I ever had. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law and the law won. I fought the law. The law won. I fought the law. The law won.
They usually do.
The law won. I fought the law. The law won. I fought the law. The law won.
I guess it's kind of appropriate that this song, maybe more than any song I've done on the channel, has brought me back to my absolute rowdiest days in my life, which was like in college and shortly afterward. The major hardcore party days out at the clubs, many nights of the week. I worked hard. I played hard. I don't even know how. I mean, my buddies and I, one in particular, Tosh is his name, he and I just were nuts. And the fact that we're alive still shocks us. But I fought the law and the law won. What a great concept, but just the rhythm of this. But this song too, The Clash took this song, not necessarily Hank's rendition, but the original one, and kept the body of it together. The lyrics were the same, and the rhythm of it was, I mean, The Clash got rowdier with their sort of out of pitch guitars. That was punk rock's way of doing it. But this brings me back to just some nights out at the club that I still remember by some miracle, despite all the alcohol. Do I want to rate this song? I'm gonna rate it. I have a goofy grin on my face. I'm glad Hank did this, but I would have loved to have heard Merle sing this, because you would have heard I don't know if Hank got in trouble with the law on any large level. I don't recall Hank having been incarcerated like Merle, but Merle's voice would have had a certain something in it that says, oh yeah, this is real. You can tell generally, not always, but man, just the instruments in this just made me smile. The backing vocalists in there, when they brought them in, wow, that was really good. I don't think the Clash did that. I think it was just Nick Jones and maybe Mick Strummer coming in, but singing, maybe Jones. And in this one, they had backing vocalists that came in too, and that was an interesting twist. I really liked that. All right, because of my goofy grin and its connection to my history and the truth of it, the law almost always wins. Some people do these crimes and they get away with it, but with DNA evidence and cold case files and such, I don't know. I mean, you'll hear of cases being reopened 30 years later and they caught the person because, this DNA, a hair was found back then before DNA was available, and murder, statute of limitations on most crimes in the U.S., and I think in most states, is 7 years. The exception to that has always been murder. There's never been a statute of limitations on that. I don't know how long it is on rape and if that's been modified, but now that DNA has come out and evidence, as long as it's still preserved in the police locker, or the evidence, whoever keeps evidence, prosecutors and such, they can revisit those pieces of evidence and connect or exonerate. A number of criminals have been exonerated by DNA evidence. But I love these songs. It makes me feel good. The number that popped into my head because of how it just makes me feel toward that crazy time in my life is a 9.2. I absolutely have always loved this song no matter who did it. And so far I've heard it, as far as I know, by two groups or artists, The Clash and Hank Jr. And I love both. They're different, but I love both. So there it is, folks. Nobody requested it. I just had to do it. Have a great day. Stay away from the law, because they're going to win. They do. I mean, over time, your chances of getting away with something is pretty darn slim. So, especially something big. So there you go. Have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.